conversation.
Hi, and welcome to the Money on the Table podcast. This is where we talk all things money and we just have a conversation about topics related to money. My name is Renish, and I'm the founder of Money Heave, and we are a financial wellbeing organization. And today on the pod, I have
Empress, hi.
Um, I'm sorry. Hello, everyone.
great. All right. So, as we do on the podcast, we talk about different topics that are maybe passionate to us or maybe just like life, really.
Yeah.
So today I wanted to talk about social media and the impacts that it can have on money and how maybe you interpret social media.
Mm.
Do you feel like it has a positive or negative influence on, I guess, how you manage your money, how you spend? Um, yeah, be great to just hear your thoughts and stuff.
Mm. I think it's very mixed. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's very
I
mixed.
would lean more to the negative side.
Okay, tell me a
Yeah.
bit more about that.
I feel like as much as it's positive, like you can gain inspiration, you can get
Mm.
ideas, you can get how to do things. I mean, there's a lot of how to stuff on there in terms of like building a business or even how you can better manage your money or even, just different aspects. But I feel like there's a negative, there can be a very negative message that is put out there or portrayed. I think
Mm.
in terms of like, for example, like societal pressure, or maybe people in their 20s and even 30s and 40s to kind of have your life together in a
Yeah.
certain way. Especially when it comes to
Mm.
finances, people will say like, "Oh, by 25, you should really like, be out of your mom and dad's house. You should have your own car. You should have your like a secure job and business." And like a lot of people like, and I think there's a TikTok video that I came across, and there was just like a video of like I think somebody was like, "Oh, just put your like job in the comment section, like your corporate jobs." And I was just seeing people like between 25, like 23 to like 35, just putting all these different like
I've seen that.
manager this, engineer
Yeah.
that, software. I was like, well,
I'm doing
you
something
know,
wrong.
not all of us are like at that point, but I feel like it kind of, although it's good to celebrate people who do have these jobs, and like it's not easy to
Mm.
come across, especially like with our background and like being coloured. Um, but I think it does kind of put pressure on someone to feel like I need to be where the big boys are. I need to
Mm.
be in a corporate job. I need to be making money, or even as an entrepreneur. Like I need to have all these clients and have
Mm.
an established business and stuff like that. And I feel like there's such a pressure. Like social media is such a pressure. You start comparing yourself. You're like, oh God, like I want to be a millionaire too. So yeah.
What do you
Definitely,
think?
definitely. I definitely agree. Like it has got a very much pressuring feel on it, hasn't it? Like especially TikTok. I remember seeing a TikTok and it was like, I'm 25, moved out, got car, I've got my family at home, like, and it makes everyone else feel like, oh, actually, what am I doing wrong? Like,
Yeah.
am I doing something wrong? Is there something I've missed? Um, and especially for so many young, like, people who are on social media nowadays, I think that kind of puts a fake idea in their head of what it looks like, but it
Yeah.
really doesn't. That's not reality for everyone. That might be for some people, as it should be, but not everyone's on that same journey or not everyone's on that same path. So, yeah, I can definitely see the negatives in it,
Yeah.
100%.
Can you see like so what would be some of the positives maybe then?
Um, I guess some of the positives could be, I don't know, like different businesses advertising what they do. For instance, like Money Heave, like you guys advertise like workshops and stuff what you do, and that would be a positive side of it because then you could learn to manage, your money better that way. That's positive. It shows you actually if I go to this place, it might show me different aspects of it.
Yeah.
Whereas like looking at some videos someone else has posted about what your life should already look like. Do you know what I mean? It's yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It can be inspiring. It can
yeah,
make you encourage you to maybe dream bigger, plan
definitely.
for life, but at the same time it can maybe create some insecurities in
Yeah,
you
definitely.
that actually can have a negative impact is what I'm picking up.
Yeah,
And I guess the whole thing around comparison is what I'm also
yeah.
picking up is that it's quite easy to with the examples you both said, you found yourself
Comparing,
comparing
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
when actually everyone's on their own journey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And as you rightfully said, like, good for you, this is how your life turned out at this age. But it
yeah,
doesn't always work like that for everybody.
definitely.
So yeah, no, interesting. And I think social media has created a bit of a leveled the playing field in
Yeah.
terms of sometimes opportunities, or let's say entrepreneurship. I feel like everyone wants to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Everyone's an entrepreneur.
everyone and their nan,
Yeah.
and the dog.
You know, is an
Gosh.
entrepreneur right now. I'm one included. So I feel like it's helped that, whereas in maybe previous lifetimes it might have been quite challenging
Yeah.
to do that. Because it's free to promote on socials
Yeah.
and things like that. Obviously, you can pay for paid promotion. So I think that there are pros and cons. Obviously, on another pod, we spoke about making money, and actually, it could help you to
Yeah.
make money. It could also help you to manage money because sometimes you can find educational videos and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think there are many positives.
Yeah.
to it.
I definitely think as well, with everyone wanting to, take on that influencing lifestyle now, that influencers nowadays, well, some of them are being a bit more honest with how much they're actually making and how they're making this money. Whereas a few years back, it would be very much on the hush hush, and you wouldn't really know, like, how would you start your journey of like becoming, I don't know, a YouTuber or a TikToker, or how to join the creator fund on like TikTok and stuff. Whereas nowadays, some influencers, because not all, but some of them are being a bit more like, hey, let's all do this together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And just to piggyback off what you're saying, like a lot of them do actually say, even though they're doing the influencing, to actually establish something that you can get, like, keep getting income from. Otherwise, like, people lose interest in it.
yeah,
And like, if you don't have maybe like something that you can actually get consistent like source of income from, like, it will actually, for you, it would just be like, oh, because there are influencers who people have forgotten about,
yeah,
and you're actually asking yourself like, where are they now? And then there's some who actually like establish maybe makeup brands or fashion lines, or even go into their area of expertise like music or presenting or different aspects, and they say, do you know what, like, it's better to have something more established, because again, even if you're interesting at a certain time, you're not going to be interesting like after some time. So they do actually encourage like establishing something.
I definitely think that's very smart of them, to be fair, because there's a lot of like people who come off the reality TV shows and then think that that's going to keep them in the fame light, keep them making money, but really it's not. It doesn't last for long, and then there'll be people who will be like, oh yeah, let me start a wig brand or like a makeup brand, and then you've still got okay, one day if we wake up and that's all disappeared, you've still got something else to fall back on. So I definitely agree there.
100%.
Yeah.
No, good point. Where do you see like social media going in the future? Do you feel like it's going to get better? Do you feel like it can help people more on their journey? Obviously, in previous episodes, we've spoken about debt and we've spoken about making and managing money, but kind of the trend in terms of like personal finance. What do you think? Do you think like it can become a good thing for people? Actually, not really.
I don't know. I think, especially with like everyone trying to, well, a lot of people trying to be TikTokers and, Instagram famous and stuff. I think personally, the more people want to do that, the less money what's going to be in it. I think over time, like, these big platforms will realize actually everyone is, jumping on this bandwagon, and we're having to pay out more money to these creators. Like, what's going to be the point of them having this platform? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be very much of a long-term thing for a lot of people. So yeah,
and I think maybe growing at that pace that we're seeing,
Yeah.
so they could get a client that's going to pay them, I don't know, 3K for one video, but actually because the market's getting saturated now, it might be a case that actually people are getting £300.
Yeah.
So the money what used to be in it, maybe not in it as it used to be. And actually, I think there's a big thing about being offline.
Yeah.
Actually, money in that.
Yeah.
I feel like people think if you're not online, then you're missing out.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of things are happening
Behind the scenes. Yeah.
And I do feel like like maybe 15 years ago, social media wasn't really a thing,
Yeah.
but people still had good, sustainable jobs, like making good money. I think when social media came about, like I think the first platform that really catapulted this whole like frenzy about being influencers is YouTube, and it made people feel like, well, I need to
Mm.
like, because all these people doing like makeup stuff and whatnot, and at first it was like, what are you doing? So even some of them would share their story, like people used to be like, why are you making videos? Like, what's wrong with you? And then eventually it became actual business, and then everybody kind of jumped on the bandwagon. But like, I think in the future, you never know. Social media in itself could actually like completely. We could probably go back to how things were, where social media wasn't really much of a thing, or it's just something that you just look at. Oh, that's nice. You just update people. Like proof of
I'm alive today.
existence. But like then it will be like I don't really look at it, and people are actually going out to have jobs, because
Mm.
essentially like not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur, but everybody wants to be their own boss because they don't want to have to answer to somebody. But if we don't have people to do those jobs,
What's gonna
then
happen?
like
Mm.
there needs to be a balance, because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to start my own business, but like, is that what you're actually meant to be doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. And I think there's a big trend on people wanting to start businesses and be an entrepreneur as opposed to building a career which
Yeah.
can be just as
Mm.
successful. And
Definitely.
actually, when I think about my journey, I started in the corporate world, and actually all those skills I learned from my career, which
Yeah.
I've then been able to implement in setting up a business. So yeah, I think you're right in terms of we can't all be bosses. Someone actually needs to get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
100%.
you probably find that you're doing more work being an
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
100%.
In all fairness, I don't think I've worked so much in my life.
You have to put the graft in.
It's calmed down now as I've built a team, but
Mm.
initially it was long hours.
So would you say to like younger people that they should probably find a career they like and see how far they can get in that field, rather than seeing a YouTuber and be like, that's what I want to do,
Yeah,
jumping into it?
I would say build a career because you can
Mm.
always go back to it. I'm an accountant by trade.
Yeah.
You can always go back to it.
You always got something to fall
Yeah,
on.
you can't take that skill away
Clever
from
woman.
you. You can't take
Yeah,
that
it's
skill away
true.
from me. I know
Yeah.
how to do it. So yeah, I would say that, and learn. Like you learn so
Mm.
much from others. There's things that have to be caught. You can't, like, you have to be in the
Mm.
environment to see it. You can't learn it online. You have to be around them.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think things like that. There's so many little things that if you were to see my office, I got that from one job, that from another
Yeah.
job, and it's made money,
Yeah.
so to speak. So yeah, I'll definitely say, and there's no right or wrong. Obviously,
Mm.
everyone's different. So, but for me, I would say to learn as much as you can from your
Yeah.
career, and then when it's the right time,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
move on. You never know. You might think you've got an idea, and actually, when you test it, it's not it.
Not.
So
Yeah.
be open
100%.
to that as well. That
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Looking upon the fear and just going all heads in, I guess.
yeah, yeah. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I do remember, handed in the notice basically.
Mm.
But yeah, do I regret it? No.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
My thing would be that one day you could wake up and there'll be like no social media there. Do you know what I mean? Like, what would some people do?
Well, our business is not
Yeah.
built off social media, and I think that is the challenge.
Yeah.
I think there was. I remember there was a time when social media, Instagram went down.
Yeah. It
And
was like for a day or something,
yeah,
wasn't it? Or, yeah.
yeah. So there's loads of things that have
Yeah.
for us. We're not reliant on it. We see the power,
Mm.
its purpose, but also thinking outside the
Yeah.
box. And I feel like traditional methods still work.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, social media. So that's what we've been talking about today. It'd be great to hear your thoughts on how you think social media has impacted your finances. But I think there's pros and cons, as we said. I
Mm.
definitely feel like in terms of information and access, it's widened the net. It's allowed so many people who may not have come into certain knowledge to have access to certain knowledge, which I think is a fantastic thing. And for some, leveled the playing field.
Yeah.
So social media can be a very powerful tool. However, it comes with its cons as well.
100%.
That actually, it can make you feel insecure. It can
Yeah.
make you feel stressed, make you feel less than, and obviously it's an individual thing. But again, just being cautious with how we use social media. And I guess too much of it is not good anyway, because you can just
No.
find yourself scrolling.
You doom scroll, yeah. Use with caution.
Yeah, use with caution.
Yeah.
That's what I think we're all summing it up
Mm.
with saying. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please do let us know how you found it. Thank you.